Well, hello.
Hey, hello.
Hey, thanks for joining, man. I really
Oh,
appreciate you being here. Let me fix my
yeah,
light. It's kind of
yeah.
acting up. Let me see. Am I too loud or anything? Is everything good to go for you?
Yeah, it's perfect. I watch myself, it's perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. People should be arriving pretty soon. But
Okay.
let me get this light to adjust right. It's kind of. It'll take a second to set it. Let me move this back. Get this right. Hold on for a second. Okay. Downstairs in my basement. It's where I got my office and everything else set up. Sorry about the light kind of flickering for a minute.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
that's okay. I am here actually in the living room because my office is upstairs. I don't want to go upstairs, so I stay here in the living room.
I understand. Yeah, people will come and go pretty soon, but we'll get it started. So tell me how your day's been going so far.
That was okay. This morning I went to the warmery, of course. There was a like feeding day, so I feed all the red wigglers today. I have around 62 trays, reproduction trays, plus to the two big nursery. One is red wigglers, one is it's a European nightcrawler, and so maybe they can be a nice news. I went to see a couple of places, and the one place looked like it's perfect. So I'm waiting for the landlord to come back and sign the contract, and maybe I will be moved for the end of the month. So, but till I didn't sign the contract, and
I,
I am still I'm still looking for a place. So I don't trust the landlords anymore. So
I hear you. So what made you decide to relocate? Is it because of the cost of the property
no,
there?
I relocated for two reasons. First reason because I'm tight now. I'm growing,
Yeah.
and the new place is I'm growing. In the new place, and now it's tight. It's small. I went for 500 square feet to 1,000 square feet, and now I am moving if everything work out in 3,000 square feet.
Okay.
Yes, and the place it's a beautiful, it's amazing, and let's see what happens.
I
you
hear you.
know but
Yeah.
again, till I don't sign the contract and I don't give it the down payment, I don't trust landlord. So
I definitely understand. Hold on for 1 second. Let me stop my camera for a second so if I can get this from flickering.
okay, go
One
ahead.
second. I don't know why it's doing that. It hasn't done that. It's the first time it's actually maybe we gotta move this back. Hopefully that'll stop flickering. But we got some people in here. Gaetano. We
Yeah,
have
I see. Hi,
okay.
Northern Thai. Hi, living in the moment, and hi, Steve from the garden. Welcome to the live. And again, thanks AJ for having me, for inviting me. This is a very, very nice. I really love. If you see my video, I love share my knowledge. My experience, my everyday life at Warmer. So this is a very, very good occasion for me. To talk with everybody.
Yeah, that's what I like about you too. You're down to earth and you don't like you're not scared to promote your business as well either. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people
Of course.
they're hesitant to share their information. And that's what I like about you. You're a down to earth guy. You're honest. You don't BS people. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about you as a person. And that's why I like to do business with you. And promote your business because you're an honest guy. And people need a lot of honesty in the world. There's a lack of that anymore.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. Yeah, you see, I actually put out my business every day, so I show people what I do every day. So if people want to buy anything for me, they know before they pay or they got it because I
Hmm.
show.
Yeah. Someone has a question for us. I'm going to paste the link in the chat if you're interested in becoming live. But Northern Thai Garden guy has a question for us.
Yeah, I'm here. What's the question?
Yeah, shoot your question if you want to ask Gaetano. He's a man that he's starting a business, and he's about to relocate because things are going on, you know. But he works by himself. Am I correct for right now?
Yeah.
For Charles? Okay.
Yeah, and they have a good news actually, a very good, beautiful news. Tomorrow, or actually, sorry, Saturday or Sunday, they will deliver my new trommel. So I bought a big trommel, the rotating one to harvest worms and cocoon and the casting and everything. So it's like 11 feet by 4 feet. It's the huge one, and so finally I can scale up also in this way. Yeah, because when you have to light separated 25 pounds of worm to ship over, it's a big job and time consuming. So if you want to scale up, man, you need equipment. There are nothing to do, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you are a contractor and you don't have drills, you know what I mean, you can't work. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I don't know why my camera's having problems focusing. It hasn't been doing that. That's the first time. But you know, when you do like a live, something always happens. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I see.
If it bothers you, let me know. I'm trying to get it to focus. So let me try this one more time, okay?
Okay, go ahead. Meanwhile, let me read the question the northern Thai garden guy have. Okay, I have 3 beans of African night crawlers with roughly 300 per beans. The beans are Rubbermaid brute beans, 14-gallon beans, and they have been keeping them since last September. And they're getting smaller in size since the winter colors and baby show up. Is it normal, or is there a condition that makes them to shrink? Okay, so the African night crawler, they are a very um, delicate, if you want to talk delicate, worms. They are amazing, beautiful. I love African night crawler. They are the kings of composter. They eat like crazy. Sometimes you can keep the pace on feeding the African night crawler because they eat like crazy. But they are a little delicate and they are different from the other worms. So the first question I have for you, Northern Thai, to answer to your question, what is your bedding? Because the African night crawlers they like carbons more than nitrogen. So your bedding have to be high carbon percentage based. For example, it can be like a hay and cow manure together. Can be compost, leaf compost, mushroom compost. Can be whatever you find there, locally. But have to be based on nitrogen. I know a couple of a big African nightcrawler farmer, and one of these, for example, he do his own compost from shredded trees and leaf, and he let to decompose for 2 years before to use as bedding as an African nightcrawler. Another things of the African nightcrawler are the food because they need a lot of food. They eat like crazy. So you need to feed as much as they can eat. Don't overfeed, of course, but you need. Another thing, African nightcrawler, because the size, they need space. So I'm seeing you have a 300 per beans, and the beans is a 14-gallon beans. So my question again for you is 300 African nightcrawler, good size. They are around 1 pound, so there are a lot of worms, and maybe the 14 gallons bean is not enough. And also they need a deep because they like to go deep and they move around the bean like crazy. They move a lot, so they need space. There are a lot of big farmers. The standard to grow African knife crawler is the 5-gallon bucket. There are a reason why, because it's a deep, so they can go up and down, up and down, up and down. And they put around 100 worms, 150, 120, 130 worms on a 5-gallon bucket. So my question is the 18-gallon bucket that you use for the African night crawlers. Usually, from what I know about the bucket, the tot, the 18 is like a little shallow. It's not very deep. So maybe the worms don't have a lot of space to develop. Another reason can be, and I think there are all those reasons combined, are because the babies they go in competition, food competition with the adult. You can imagine if you have a 350 adult, they can each up 3,000 eggs. cocoons. Each cocoons have anything between 3 and 7 worms. So when all these cocoon hatch, you will have thousands of babies, and the babies are very, very hungry, and they go for the food. So what you need to do is separate the babies from an adult. This is something that I really suggest to everybody. Try find a way to to separate the babies from the adult. The best way, this is valid for all the worms actually. The best way would be, if I know it's not possible, I can do that, is to separate the cocoon. Don't leave that the cocoon age. So when you see that you have a bunch of cocoon in the bin, separate that for the cocoon. Put the cocoon in nursery and let them hatch. It's very hard. I'm not able to do always all the time these things, but this is like theoretically the perfect things. But if you are able to separate it, and do this. Okay, let me see as answer. Feed once a week, that is okay. But again, you have to figure out how much food. And I live in Thailand, and I could get was 40. The bins are definitely deep enough, but do not keep the bedding and the casting very deep. Maybe 6 to 8 inch tops. So 6 and 8 inch top is not enough for the African nightcrawler. It's not enough. Oh, you have my shirt. Beautiful. I forget to put my shirt on, actually. I didn't know about it. So for example, one thing that you can do, so what I figure out actually with my experience after a while, that sometimes it's easily to build your stuff instead to buy stuff. So that what that means, just gather some wood, some piece of wood, whatever you do, and build something bigger. Maybe, can be something like 4 feet by 4 feet by 3 feet deep. Just build it, put a plastic tarp inside, and it's perfect. The African, they have all the space they want. You understand what I mean? It's not easy to keep the African fat and big. This is for sure. It's not easy, but you can do that. Again, space, that's very, very important. The bedding, it's very, very important that it will be based on carbon, a lot of carbon, okay? And separate the baby from the adult, that would be absolutely a good idea.
So, Gaetano, question for you.
Absolutely.
Out of the 4 worms that you raise, you don't do blue worms, all right? Am I correct? You have Africans, reds, and nightcrawlers?
Yes, I use it with the blue too, for the
Okay.
blue, but for now I decided not to sell it.
Okay.
But I may start again maybe in spring or in beginning of the summer. Yeah.
So which
Very
one's I'm sorry. Which one's your favorite worm out of those 3 then? Which one would you prefer the most? They all
EJ, this is a very difficult question. It's like you ask to your mom, you love more myself or my brother? Each one. I thought there was one time I thought the African were my favorite. Okay. Yeah, and still I think they are my favorite because they are really the kings of composter. But because they are so very difficult, to have always the top of the African nightcrawler. Sometimes you can get a little tired, if you want to say tired, and say, "Oh man, it's a lot of job," So you just got distracted like 1 month and they shrink.
Mm-hmm.
I mean. But again, for what I say, if you saw my last video, about the perfect beddings, the Chat and Drive series, the most important things is again the food. What are your food? Fat worms need protein and balanced food. If you feed only banana every day, it's like you eat, I don't know, McDonald's every day. That's not good. Understand what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, balance is always the secret for everything. You have to find out your own balance between, again, the bedding and what you feed. So again, the worm chow is amazing idea to integrate at least with the worm chow that you can do your home. You don't need to buy. I mean, if you buy my worm chow, you buy the perfect worm chow. There are no worm chow better than mine. But
I
but
understand.
also I have a video where I show the ingredient and how to do by yourself. So I mean, you can do by yourself.
That's right.
I have no secret. There are video with like 8,000 views about my worm chow. So I think a lot of people they just are doing by themselves without buying it. By but if you are a little lazy, you can buy by myself. If not, if you are well organized, you can do the worm chow by myself. Again, this is my recipe. There are thousands of recipes outside
Mhm.
of the show, and maybe they all work. But
I
again,
understand.
always is a balance about
Mhm.
everything. So, but come back to the question. The how you say the red wigglers, man, they are amazing worms.
I
They are
understand.
worms for every season. The worms for for everything. The worms for the easily worms to grow. They are amazing composter, and Okay, so
Mhm.
leaving for the moment, I have a question. All right, has there ever been a case where the worms would be hungry and turn on each other and become cannibals? No. The only way that the worms can eat other worms is not by cannibals. The answer is easy. They don't have teeth, so they can eat each other. But the worms, they eat everything is degrading. So if a worm die, it starts to decompose. So the
Mhm.
worms they eat the decomposition process of the other worms.
Mhm.
So I want to also talk about a urban legend. They say that the worms are a vegan, vegetarian. It's not absolutely true. The worms eat you. If you put yourself in my big in my big CFT bin, and you fit inside because it's big, they will eat you, but only when you start to degrade. Of course,
Mhm.
they don't. They are no piranha. They have a teeth. When you start to degrade, they will eat the degradation, the bacteria, no, the fungi. Everything is a product from the degradation. Oh, my phone. Let me-
Mhm.
Okay, so that's it. They don't have a teeth. So when you put food there, they don't actually beat the food. They eat the degradation. The things that make the degradation faster, so they look, oh, this worms eat everything very fast. The worms accelerated degradation with the bacteria. The bacteria they produce, the worm casting their poo is full of this bacteria that attack the food very, very, very fast and degrade and the worms eat the degradation.
So, question for you about your business. Okay,
Okay.
I read your bio. What made you get started with worms? Did you get pumped up to
No,
business for yourself?
my dog is.
You're
No,
fine. I understand, but I'm saying, what? Just give me a shout out. But like with your business, well, you were kind of nervous at first, to even get that started.
I'm still nervous.
Okay, okay.
I'm still nervous. Yeah. I will tell the story. I will try to do a long story short.
Hmm.
Uh, so I am a garden enthusiast. Okay, I have a backyard. I have like 4 raised bed, and I do tomato, zucchini. All these things that everybody in the backyard.
Hmm.
So and because worm casting is the best thing that you can use in your backyard. And if you don't use worm casting, you are doing wrong. Okay, so I
Hmm.
bought worm casting actually more than one time. I bought online, paying shipping, all this kind of stuff, and I was very happy with the result. So at a certain point, I say, I am a smart guy. I am a little nerd on my stuff. So when I'm fixated with some things, I made it to the research. I buy book, and I start to study. I want to show you the book that I just got it this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this morning I
Potato
got the book.
microbes.
I really, guys, suggest you to buy. EJ, you can put on your list. You are affiliated with Amazon. I suggest you to put on your list this book because this is the perfect book that every warm farmer have to read.
Okay.
Okay, so what I did, it was like July 2020. I said, okay, let me buy 2 pounds of worms. So for the next springs, I have the casting ready. So I was so good, okay? I
Okay.
was so good that for the next spring after July, I had my basement full of worms.
Okay. Okay.
and a lot of casting. So I
Mhm.
started to put it like, I say, what do you do? I don't want to do the worm farmer. I want to get rid of all these worms, but I put a lot of money, effort and the time. So let's see if I can, make back some money. So I posted in a couple of Facebook group, gardener group, local, that I had some extra worm to sell, some casting. So in 3 weeks, everything was sold out. Okay, my Northern Garden see to show the book again. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, this is Teaming with the Microbes, Organic Gardener's Guide to Soil Food by Jeff Lowenfels and Wayne
Okay.
Willett. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the things went very good. That in a couple of weeks, the worms and the casting were all sold out, and they say, "What the heck?" So so I say, "Okay, my business." Mind is started to work. I said, okay, let's buy 15 pounds of worms. Let's see what's happened. So I made
Mhm.
some research. I found them farm, whatever. I bought 15 pounds of worms,
Okay.
and
Wow, that's
like
a lot.
yeah, in 3 months they were all gone. I
Okay.
didn't have any more. So I bought 25 pounds of worms. So and my beautiful wife at this point, she started to push me and they say, "Hey, you like this stuff. You are very, very good with this stuff. Why you don't start a business?
Mm, that's good. You got the support from your wife.
Yeah, exactly. So
Awesome.
why don't start a business? Of course, I you say I was very nervous. Rent a place, pay the rent. All these
Yeah.
things. Yeah. So you have to. And also, I was working with insurance all state, and I was not happy because working in office is not my job.
Okay.
So again, I talked with my wife, and she pushed me, and she told me, "Okay, talk with your boss, see if you can work part time to the office, instead to quit immediately and start with the worms in with the 500 square feet I found." So after 3 months, the things was going so good that I quit my day job and I rented the 1,000 square feet bigger.
Oh
And
wow, good for
here
you.
we are, and I'm moving in 3,000 right now.
I hear you.
I
So how
mean,
long?
I'm not making any money because all the money I make, I put back in the business.
Yeah, I don't understand that. No, I understand that as well. So with your move, how long do you think it's going to take you to get into your new location?
Okay, the new location is they are doing some job right now because the person that was there before was there like for 15 years and they did nothing. So now they are redoing all the electric stuff. They are
Okay.
repainting everything. So because it's a big, it's 3,000 square feet with a very very
Mhm.
high ceiling and everything. So they will take a little time to do all the jobs. And also, she told me she want to wait 2 weeks after the job is done that all the smell of the paint go down,
Uh
go.
huh. Okay.
So for I think if this place work again, I have not signed yet the contract. So if
Okay.
I don't have the contract in the hand, I'm still looking for other spaces.
Okay.
Again, I don't trust landlord anymore.
Okay.
If
So.
this space work, I think I will pay like the rents in April for both spaces. So I have
Mhm.
like 1 month time to transfer everything, from one space to the another space because I don't know if I need a forklift. I have to figure out.
Mm.
I have to figure out. It will be a big move. I mean, a very heavy stuff. A lot of trays, single trays. So I'm trying to do a plan on how to move everything.
So what are you going to do when you get real busy? Like in spring when people want worms, how are you going to be able to do
I
it?
I have enough worms. I have a lot of worms right
I
now.
mean, how are you going to do it by yourself? Do all that? Like, say, like,
And I think I have to wait somebody at least part time, like 2 3 days a
yeah,
week. Yeah,
need
I have a
somebody.
couple of people actually. It's family kids,
Hmm.
they want to make a couple of $100 more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now with the 3,000 square feet, I definitely need it.
Okay.
I
No, I
definitely need
understand.
space. Yeah. I just got like the pallet jack,
Yeah.
all this heavy equipment stuff to move stuff around easily, because my old back is start to to complain.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, the older you get, it gets more complicated with worms.
Yeah,
But you
yeah,
you have a good system where you have the flow through where you don't have to bend down as much. And
yeah,
I think your things are on racks, right? Am I correct? You have them on
Yeah,
shelves.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Chef on the racks, the beans. So I have a big cart. So I go around with the cart, put the beans one by one, feed and put back. So the cart actually is saved my ass a lot.
yeah,
I
exactly.
invested in a good cart, big one, for the reason, because
Uh, and and your food scraps, you get it from like local restaurants and stuff. Is that
no,
correct? Or
I have a I don't know many are like 60, 17, 18 family that
okay.
are they produce a lot of like half of them are vegan, they produce a
Hmm.
lot of kitchen scrap. So every week I give them a empty 5 gallon bucket and they give me back the full things. So and they have a lot of friends. They have garden, so all the things they don't use, the fruit they go bad and all these things. So, but now when I scale up, I need more stuff. So I'm thinking to go. There are like a local organic. Stores they have like veggie fruit or everything organic like that. I want to go and talk with them if they have scraps, just veggie fruit they go bad if they can give me. So one thing I thought today, all right, I don't know, I hope it work. I am a Costco member, okay? So every time I go to Costco, they have a wall of bananas, okay?
Mm.
Yeah, and half of the bananas they are too ripe to be sold. So every time I pass there, what the heck do they do with this all this banana? They toss it. I guess they toss it. So when
Oh,
I'm
so
ready, I want to go to Costco and I say, "Hey, can I talk with the manager?" Talk to the manager and say, "Hey, can you give me your bananas?"
yep,
They have a
exactly.
walls of bananas. They toss a lot of bananas, a lot.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's great. And the last summer, I saw they had, Costco, right? I don't know if you know Costco, the dimension. They have a
Yeah.
thousand of watermelon, huge, 30 pounds watermelon, and they had a lot of watermelon. They was like go bad, and they were
Oh wow.
there.
Yeah.
So let's see. I don't know how the rules they are, but definitely I want to go and talk with them and say, hey, guy, give me your ripe, overripe watermelon or overripe banana that you can sell anymore. And if they say
Hmm.
yes, I have actually to organize something with a truck or something because,
Hmm.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that would be great. If they give me this stuff, that would be great.
No, that would be great.
Yeah.
You're you're doing it for a good cause, but a lot of people don't realize what a professional like business worm farmers go through, and it's like some people would rather throw it away than to give it to you. And that's what
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, a lot of people do that because they don't want to deal with the extra bucket. They just put the trash. A lot of
yeah.
people, yeah, I have also family, I ask her, you know and they
Hmm.
say, yeah, I don't want to deal with the bucket, there are the bucket, extra bucket, I already have to separate a lot of stuff. So a lot of people, they really don't have this kind of sensibility. So Manorta Garden say my neighborhood have a newspaper for me, which is cool for them. Yeah, another thing I do, we have a Facebook group of my neighborhood, okay, with all the neighbor group, we share information and everything, and they know me. So they save all the cardboard, the newspaper, like the brown paper, like the one they, I don't know, they give a supermarket, the brown paper.
Uh-huh.
Those are perfect. They save for me like every month I go around with the car and they collect a bunch of cardboard and paper. So people, and also it's the mentality is changing. So people are start to be more sensitive about the environment and try to do everything they can to do their part, to save the
Hmm.
environment. So if you have a cardboard, instead to put in the trash, you give it to me, and you take out from the landfill a bunch of cardboard and they're transformed in fertilizer. I give them those people a big bag of 30 pounds of worm casting, like once twice a year. So and they are very very happy because they have something in change that is valuable, not only economically but they can use in their garden and they see. So for last year, okay, last summer, last season was the first season they had almost unlimited worm casting. Okay, and I use for me not only the fine worm casting, but especially the bigger, chunkies that I can sell. That is still worm casting and is beautiful, full of bacteria. So I dump this in my resin bed.
Hmm.
So man, my plants they were crazy. My plants were crazy. I had a tomato. They were 10 feet tall. I had a beefsteak tomato. I made a record. There was 2 pounds and 3 ounces. A beefsteak tomato like this.
Oh wow.
My pepper plants, they were 6 feet tall, 4 feet wide. Crazy. Yeah. When I showed the picture to the people, they didn't believe it. And this is because of the worm casting.
Okay. Okay.
My wife
Yeah.
got mad at me 'cause
And another for all of you guys, hold on. Let me respond to Clive's. This my new friends. I like Clive's and his wife. They are amazing. They have amazing garden. I am jealous actually. All right. Okay. So one big suggestion: if you are a gardener enthusiast, okay, the things that you have to do is pair worm casting with compost, with organic compost. Organic compost and worm casting is the perfect pair because the bacteria they use this compost, they feed on this compost, okay, and you have to think that the bacteria, the fungi, all this stuff, they are like a probiotic. When you can go to bathroom, what do? You do take probiotic, and probiotic they break down everything is stuck in your stomach. The same things are the bacteria, the fungi in the worm compost. They broke down all the nutrients that are in the compost, and they are immediately available for the plants. So the plants suck everything they need very, very, very fast. Also, the bacteria, when they work, when they do all this stuff, they reproduce, they eat, they do all this stuff, they produce nitrogen. So the nitrogen is very, very important because it makes the plants beautiful, big, green,
Yeah.
And another thing that the worm compost have a natural chemical compound. They actually kill like sucking bugs, like aphid, white flies, all these things. So it's also, a natural, like to say, another thing that help to grow your plants bugs free, bad bugs free, and the bad fungi, because the good fungi they fight the bad fungi. So when you have, especially the tomato, eggplants, the zucchini a lot, they are very, very prone to be attached from this fungi. The worm casting, they help to kill this bad fungi. And one way to kill this bad fungi very, very fast is with the compost tea, vermicompost tea, worm casting tea. Worm casting tea, guys, it's beautiful for your plants. Spray like every 2-3 weeks. Worm compost tea is for your plants the best present you can give to your friends, because also this bacteria and the good fungi on the plants, they make like a film, protective film. And also the plants, they absorb the nutrients and the things from the leaves. So take one idea, for example, why your plants and the grass after rain, it's green, beautiful, and the grass grow like crazy, is because of the rain, when they fell down, collect nitrogen from the atmosphere and give to the plant all this nitrogen. The same things happen when you spray in a smaller scale, but the same thing happen when you spray. So the nitrogen will fix with all the good things there are on the worm compost tea, and your plants, they will be very, very grateful.
I'll let you ask that question. His answers question, Gatan. I'm going to put your website, your YouTube channel on this link real quick.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Northern Guy is asking if worm casting tea, have you ever gone with something other than molasses? Something of triangle rice wash or other starch. Okay, so more than starch, yes, it's a starch. It's a sugary immediately available. So the starch have to break down before to become sugar. It's sugar, of course, but you have to break it down a little bit. The molasses immediately available for the bacteria, to feed the bacteria. And also, at least here in the United States, for us, it's easy to buy a gallon of molasses than buy a rice wash or other starch. So it's pretty inexpensive. You don't use a lot. For a 5-gallon bucket of worm casting tea, one spoon, it's more than enough. It's perfect. And again, I'm here in the United States, maybe in Thailand, it's easily for you this, but the molasses, I think it's perfect. I know people they don't use any kind of sugars, but I always suggest to put one tablespoon of molasses in the tea.
I'm still here. I'm still just trying to get up your YouTube channel real quick.
Yeah.
So excuse me for a second. I will get it. Let's see.
Oh, guys, if you have any question, I'm here for you. If I can help, I mean, I know a lot of things, but I don't know everything. So I will, so I will try to answer if you have any kind of question.
Here's the link to Northeast Worms channel. I'm gonna put it in there. You're at 957 subscribers as of today. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Let me stick that in there.
So, guys, of course, subscribe to my channel. Okay.
Give him some support. Help him reach the 1,000 subscriber milestone. He's a great channel. He's a great guy. Okay, let me put this in there. Paste that. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it in there. Hi, garden worm lady. Okay. Let me see.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Jay.
He said Matt Acres Farm said they'll check you out. Yeah, it's a great channel. We've been friends for about 5 or 6 months now. Ever since you became on Facebook or YouTube, we started connecting. Oh, see, you had a supporter that wanted your worms from Asia.
You guys don't know, I have a lot of people from all over the world that ask for my worms, from Europe, from Saudi Arabia, a lot from I don't know what the deal with the worms in Saudi Arabia. I have a lot of people from Saudi Arabia, they ask for more worms. Actually, I had one guy, I think was some pretty important guy, that he came from Saudi Arabia. He went on vacation in New York, like 1 week with his wife, just to have my worms. I sent him the worms to a 5-star super mega hotel in New York City, and he took back in his packages in the United States.
Let me see.
Clives, what got you into worms? I just talk. Maybe you read a little later. So what got? I try to be fast. What got me my worms was that the first time I got the worms just to produce my casting. Because I'm garden enthusiast. And long story short, I had so many worms that I started to sell locally, and I went so good that I started to scale up. And I decided to quit my day job and go all in with the worms. In 2 words, this is what went, how I went into the worms. I started to do worms by myself, and in 6 months, I had my basement full of worms. And so that's a long story short. This is what got my worms. I spent a bunch of money in worm casting, and in my life, at that certain point, I decided that let's buy some worms. And everything started with 2 pounds of worms.
So, question for you from me then: if someone came to work for you, like say I volunteered my time, what would you have me doing? What would the day consist of starting out?
I'm sorry. Say again. The communication is just.
Say I volunteered my time and I came to work for you. What would you have me doing? What would the day consist of?
Okay, my day consists in this day. Okay, I have a schedule where I feed the worms in different days, because there are so many worms. Sometimes to feed all the worms in one day, it's too much. So my more consistent things is to feed the worms. So feed the worms means 3 times a week I feed all the worms. I did for a lot of time twice a week, I'm talking regarding right now regarding the reproduction bin. They are only warm chow feed fed. I did sorry, like twice a week, but now I understand that one times a week it's work. So for me, it's a less job. So I put just a little more warm chow because the warm chow I do a bunch of warm chow and I let rest. There are no there are not possibility they warm up like the nitrogen part and everything. It's already stable. So if I put a little more warm chow, they will be okay. And also I find out that instead to feed on the top, I mix with all the bedding, so they will be better because the base is flour. So if you feed all on the top, the flour after a while, if it's not used immediately, it can become like a jelly, you know, and the worms they can eat anymore. And they actually, if dry out, they can make like sticky balls, you know. And the
Oh, I
worms
see what
they
you're
can
saying.
eat.
Yeah, the dough balls
Yeah.
and all that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I mix with all the bedding, and I found out for me, I think that the worms they this way they go all over and they work all over the bedding, you know. So and so I do one a week these things. Another big job is to harvest everything to separate the baby because after I decided to do the big because I had a lot of worms, you know, to do the bigger nursery. Okay, this is a job that you have to do. I don't want that the baby they hatch and grow with the adult. So this is a big job. You have to check, you know, when you decided that there are enough cocoon, all those cocoon have to go and go to the nursery. But meanwhile, the nursery or the cocoon hatch, so you have to take all the juvenile out of the things and put in the new trays. So
Okay.
this is a cycle, okay? So
Yeah.
feed, take out the cocoon. When they hatch, they are juvenile, put in the how do you say in the reproduction. Meanwhile, the reproduction make again cocoons and go in the nursery and go. You know, this is a cycle. They keep you very very busy.
That's right.
After there are also the marketing things and the selling stuff. There's this take a lot of time. So so I do usually I do like a call. Hold on. Okay. Usually I call the stores. They sell my product, you know, and I see if they need anything, if they have any question, you know, if there are any special requests for customer because you know now it's spring, a lot of people they are getting ready, so there are people actually they request 100 pounds, 50 pounds, you know, of worm casting. So I call the stores, and if I have order I will deliver. Usually I try to deliver Monday. So I decided that Monday is the time when I make money. I cash money inside. Usually, yeah, usually it's Monday.
Yeah. So a question for you. Okay, you did it when you do your ride-alongs and you have us on. How is there a certain amount that people have to purchase to make that trip, like an hour out to deliver? Like you had your worm castings, correct?
No, okay. I ask the local people, the local stores. No, I mean the stores because I have my bags. You know, my orange bag. The store they sell. You know, so the local one, the minimum I ask it's $10. 10 packages, you know, it's just one carton with the 10 because they are local. They just call me and after 10 minutes I deliver. So I want they have always fresh product. Okay, so I put these rules. From 1 hour to 2 hours driving, minimum 20.
Okay, I understand.
Minimum 20. Yeah. After 2 hour driving, I don't have it. I mean, I had in New York City. I went to New York City like 5 months ago with the excuse that my stepson lived there. So with my wife, we went to visit him, and I put like 200 boxes, you know, these boxes in the car, and I did 2 days driving all over New York City, you know, to all the hydro store, little gardening store, and actually didn't work out very well. So the New York City, it's strange market. It's a different market. I thought that because New York City, it was a huge market and I will sell a bunch of stuff, but it's not work out like that because New York City, everybody live in apartment. So everybody have a small plant. You understand what I mean? So they want like half-pound packages. A lot of them, they sell like by pound. They buy like the 50-pound bag of corn casting in the garden center. They sell by pound or by scoop to the people. So when I introduced myself with the 5 pounds bag, and they said, "Oh, this is too big. Nobody will buy 5 pounds." And they said, I was like, "Oh my God, this is New York City, guys. What do you mean? You know?"
Right. That's right.
So like three three store they bought like say they say, okay, leave me like $4 for bags and see what happened. They never called me back, so I guess they whatever. So okay, LP say yes, I do. I did educational presentation for a couple of garden club. A couple of school actually they asked me to do presentation, and if I donate some worm, to start a worm farm in the school, because now here upstate New York, everybody have a little piece of garden. Okay, so there are not a lot of people who live in apartment. So the things between population, and extension is very, very big, because 90% of the people living in their own house with the front yard and backyard. So there are a lot of little gardening culture. So there are a lot of schools that actually have the garden too. And they asked me to start a garden in the garden, a worm farm. I do the presentation with the kids, so whatever. But didn't never work out because COVID. Finally, they canceled everybody. So now, for at this point, for next season, next semester, maybe after the summer, we will start with the 3 school that actually asked me. Also, I talk with a couple of other clubs, and they are very, very interested. And now I have another club. We are just waiting for the weather, because it's still cold today. It's 14 degree. Yesterday we had another little snowstorm, and so we have to wait.
Yeah, that's the one thing that sucks about like me living in the Midwest and you live in upstate New York. The weather sucks for
Yeah.
us to get our worms. It's just even like sometimes you'll say like leave them at the post office. They might deliver them to your house anyway, and that's
Because post office, man, they do whatever they want. No, believe me, I have enough with the post office, but there are no other ways so around. So Clive is asking about bokashi. Bokashi is perfect for the worms. Bokashi is, if you produce a lot of bokashi, you go, because bokashi is absolutely immediately ready. Your worms, they will swim in the bokashi and love it. Use bokashi if you ever. Say yes, LP. Yeah, I hope to reschedule that, but that will happen at this point. Next semester, when the school starts, like end of August and everything. The only problem is if we set up the worm farm, in the school garden outside in the winter time. Here, everything is frozen. So we have to find with the school something, maybe some bean that they can take inside in the winter time. Or I already proposed one school, if you want, we can put some bean, like a big bean, and they can take with me, in the winter time, and they give you back in the spring. Okay, LP, have you worked with any city, any means of municipality? Would love to see more with this project. Yes, I mean not, but this is the next step. Before to talk with the city or municipality, and this I wanna introduce myself that I am a little more established, because as business, as my business model, I start a little more than 1 year ago. So I am still a startup, if you want to say that. But now that I'm moving to 3,000 square feet things, I will give me all the summer to work, make money, grow, and everything. And maybe, for the next fall, I will talk with the municipality 100%. I want to talk with the locally agriculture department. I want to start to do stuff, because I'm a little proud of the fact that I am the only worm farm in at least 500 miles radius. I am the only one. If you see, all the bigger worm farm are in the south, and there are reasons, because the weather. So we have to be inside. So the only way, maybe, my idea, the next step to grow is to buy like a piece of land and build some greenhouse, maybe found a cheap way to give some heat, and do this. But right now, my thought is my thought was that I am too small to try, to introduce myself to the institution, to big institution like a municipality. Finally, Rochester is the third big city in United States. Sorry, in New York States, if we don't count New York City, of course. So it's the third big city. So it's a big city. The municipality is pretty big. So before to introduce myself, I want to be a little bigger myself. But definitely do like uh, teach people. I like to teach people stuff. The things that I know. I was a teacher in a past life in Italy, so I like to teach. Yeah.
So what we'll do, we'll try to have any more questions because it's almost 8 o'clock here and it's almost 9 o'clock at his time. So if you have any more questions for Gaetano, please shoot them out. But if you haven't already, subscribe to his channel. He's a really good guy. Like you can tell just coming on the live stream, you can see that he's a good guy. If you're interested in worms, I'll have everything linked in the description box.
Oh, my Northern Garden is from UK, so it's 1:47 a.m. over there. Okay, good night. Thanks for to being here. Thanks to take your time this late in the night to be here. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's an honor for you to come over, to come and check out the live stream. I just called you yesterday, and the timing was perfect that we were able to do this tonight. So I got to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
And another thing, guys, if you are not far from here and you want to come to visit me, and see my operation, my doors are always open. So
that's
if
awesome.
you, for any reason, I have 1 hour and 30 minutes about driving from Niagara Falls. So if you go Niagara Falls on vacation, come to visit me, guys.
That's right. What part of New York are you in?
I am upstate New York. It's Rochester, New York.
Rochester.
We are Rochester. Yeah, you are actually not so far from the Canadian border. You are like 1 hour and 30 minutes driving from the Canadian border.
About an hour from Buffalo.
And 1 hour from Buffalo, New York, too.
Okay.
Yeah, we are like 1 hour and 45 minutes from the north side of Pennsylvania.
We tell Living she's welcome. Spelled your name wrong. Thank you, living in the moment.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I always try to keep learning new things, and that's why I like to, with this live streaming, I like to do this now because it's able to connect with people face to face.
And also, Jay, I want to shout out to you, man. You are a big man. You are a very, very amazing guys. You are not afraid to share your channel with other people and promote small business and talk with, and share the culture of the worm compost and of the composting. You talk a lot of composting, not only worm compost, the recycling things. And I want to really give a shout out to you because you are doing a great job, man. You are doing, and you are involving a lot of people. And also, I want to do a shout out to all of the worm community.
Yeah,
we are great people. Everybody, it's amazing people. All the guys, they have, the YouTube channel regarding worms. We are all amazing people. We love each other. We respect each other. There are no jealous things, there are nothing. We share information and, I actually talk at phone with a couple of people, that's beautiful. I really, really love that. I really, really love that. Yeah.
I mean, who else could eat breakfast and watch worm videos at the same time?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Liz said, well, I'm not a worm farmer, but you are a worm enthusiast if you are here, and that's okay.
But one thing for you living in the moment, with your back, you got to be careful because those totes get heavy. So I would recommend and encourage you to get like a mortar tray, something small instead of a big, large bin like I have. What are your thoughts, Gaetano?
Yeah, oh my gosh. If you saw my video when I reset the CFT bin, I asked my wife for help because there was a very, very, and if you heard, there was my wife that was doing like, because He was so heavy, man. Without that, and I'm strong, big guy. So I can
Yeah,
lift big stuff.
yeah. But your
But
back, you only get one back, Gaetano, and nobody gets it.
yeah, you made a wrong move, man. You make a wrong move. You stay on the couch for 3 weeks. Oh well, hello, Lisa from Connecticut. Hi.
Yeah,
Lisa, she's a good girl too. She's very good. She's a very
yeah.
nice girl. Yeah,
She
I love
knows a
her.
lot. Like if I do a video, she writes me a long comment. She likes to type and
Yeah,
she knows her stuff. So
yeah. We talked at the phone yesterday with her. So she's a good girl.
oh, this guy Northern Gardener could eat toast with one hand and sip with the other. That's awesome.
Yeah,
No, that's really cool. Yeah, like I said, it's a pleasure, definitely an honor to be able to talk to you and everyone in this community face to face. And
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay.
yeah,
All right, guys. If you have any question,
oh,
we
good
are here
call.
for another 10 minutes, so maybe we are almost 1 hour. We know nobody. Yeah, I told you don't take my husband, AJ.
Oh, oh man. Yeah, but like I said, any other questions for Gaetano? Because he'll share a little knowledge that he has. He has a lot of knowledge, but he won't tell us everything. You got to keep some of the spices in the recipe.
Yeah.
No, but shoot, that's awesome. Like I said, let me see
Oh,
something.
LP are asking what are you feeling on mixed species bean? Okay, mixed species bean are good if they are good for you. I don't like to mix species. I don't like for a couple of reasons, not for nothing. I don't like because every worms have different needs. For example, a lot of the most common mix that you see is red wigglers and the blue, and yeah, and Indian blue. So they are the most mixed stuff for a couple of reasons. Because blue, they are pretty invasive, so they are very very fast to reproduce, very very fast to eat. Faster than the red wigglers, so they eventually will take out. But for example, the Indian blue, they need warmer temperature. But the red wigglers have a range of temperature where they live that it's absolutely bigger. So if your environment, you can control the temperature, at a certain point you will lose the blue, they will die if the temperature go down and everything. If you, for example, another mix that people do, it's like red wiggler, all reds, red wigglers, Indian blue, and European nightcrawler. Okay, that's a good mix. It can work, but the European nightcrawler, they reproduce very 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 slow compared to the blue, the red wigglers. They like to go deeper, and they like more carbons than nitrogen. The wigglers we talk about, the Indian blue we talk about. So there are three different worms with three different needs. So if you are very good, if you don't need to sail, of course, and you are very good to keep this worm all together, that's a perfect fine. So it's very very personal. I don't like it because I need to have absolutely control 100% of all the worms, because I sell the worms, because I breed the species. I'm doing actually a lot of research and try to breed the worms to have the best final product. For example, I start 6 months ago to put the reproduction being only the most beautiful, fat and bigger red wigglers, because I want to, the species reproduce just the best, worms. So the product that I have the product, the worms, the kids from the best worm, they will be the best worm too, So if I have the worms, they can grow for various reasons. I put in the CFT, and they are just for compost. I have actually one CFT that is mixed blue and red wigglers, because when I decided that I don't want to breed any more blues, I had a couple of pounds of blues left over and a bunch of cocoon, and just dump everything there. But I don't sell this. These are only casting producer. So there are too many that I am splitting, and I will have two big CFT beans of mixed worms. But again, they are only for casting. So again, if it work for you, amazing,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. You said you were talking about cocoa core today. I think it was in your video. And I'm like you. I'm not a big cocoa core person. I don't
Okay,
like
so
to. I like cardboard and newspaper for my bedding over
yeah,
that.
so let's talk about coco coir. Okay, coco coir is great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very natural, whatever. But coco coir have a couple of things that I don't like of the coco coir, and I don't use coco coir for the reason. First thing, it's expensive. Okay, coco coir is expensive. So if you scale up like me, or you have a lot of beans, you spend a lot of money on coco coir. You don't want to spend a lot of money, of course. First, second, coco coir don't have a lot of nutritional value, like the pit moss, for example, have a less nutritional value. And also the coco coir, it's very hard to break down. It breaks down very, very slow and don't break down fast like the pit moss. Okay, so it takes time. And also because that when it break down the casting, the result of the casting, it's not very, very fine like I like it. It's a little more chunky. Okay, so it's for your production. It's more chunky. That's okay. You put in your plants, so that's okay. But for me, that I have to sell, I wanted the finest product, and also because I use a lot, I prefer pit moss because pit moss it's much cheaper than things. And again, don't have a lot of nutrients and I don't like things. So will worm crossbreed? Absolutely not. No, they don't crossbreed. No, they don't crossbreed. No, if you have a mixed breed, they will go. This is the reason why eventually, if you have a mixed Indian blue and red wigglers, the Indian blue will take over because they breed faster and they eat more. Because they don't interbreed, and at a certain point, they will take over the red wigglers. Steve from the garden, yes, and not readily available large balls. Okay.
Yeah. Worms on the lid of your bin, is it good or bad? Depends on how many worms it is, too, right, Katano?
I'm sorry, say again.
The question is, James asked also, is it a bad thing to see your worms on the lid of your bin come out the bottom?
Not always. Worms are living things, okay? So, and I understand they are different from each other, like humans. There are worms, they like go wander, and explore. Yeah, and also on the lid, a lot of time you have like drops of moisture. And the worms, they like it. It's like kids at a swimming pool, like I said today. They like it there. Yeah. So they really like it. So they go just there, just to hang out on the very moist on these things. And again, there are worms that like to stay, still doing nothing, just eat, breathe, and the poo. And there are worms, they have different, personality, and they like to wander. So it's not a bad thing. The bad thing if you have your lid down completely full of worms. That means the worms are trying to escape. And they can escape because they have the lid. This is another reason why I suggest to don't put the lid, because your bedding, your bin have to be perfect. If if it's perfect, the worms don't escape. I use the mortar tray. I don't have any lid. I have just paper and a little plastic, and my worms don't escape because the bedding is perfect. So you have a perfect bag. You don't use a lid. So the just a little of loose plastic so they can pass air and keep the moisture. You have to give the worms the chance to escape if they are suffering. If you are in a place that you don't want to stay here, that you are suffering in some way, you want to get out from there. Yeah, you want to get out. The same it's for the brain. So. How Julian say they are taking a bath. Yeah, exactly.
Here's the link for these worms. I noticed like with Connecticut Gardens, she uses the urban worm bag. I'd never used one of those before, but she has huge success with that.
Yeah, I have two urban worm bags. I started with the urban worm bags, and I love that.
Okay.
I don't use anymore like a continuous flow through, to keep the casting in the bottom and put the thing. I don't use anymore. I use like a nursery. When my nursery are too full, I use this like nursery. So when they are full of juvenile, I just empty down, and put again new bedding and new cocoons.
That's right. If you get a chance, Gaetano, if you want access to this, click on my link. There's a free system of this you can try. But if you're interested,
Okay.
you can invest in it. But like I said, this is a great investment. I like this because I'm able to connect with you face to
Okay.
face and other people. But
Yeah.
there's a free version that people use.
Okay.
And
I am thinking when I am settled down in the new spaces and I have a good Wi-Fi, because in all the space the Wi-Fi was crap.
no, I
I have a
understand.
good Wi-Fi. I will make my own Wi-Fi. I want to do more, more live
Hmm.
on the new place where I live show what I'm doing, and everything. So
Hmm.
I just needed to be a little more organized. But for
Yeah.
sure, this is a big tool. So if guys you are listening, use the AJ link to take the free sign up to this thing if you like to do live, of course.
She talked about
Yes.
your chat and drive too.
Yeah, I love the chat and drive because sometimes when you say you have to drive 1 hour, and then by myself with the music, I get bored. So the first time I say I was bored, there was a huge storm, and I say, okay, let me get a little bit distracted from this boredom. Let me do, let me record with my phone here in the
Yeah.
car and let's see what's happening. So it worked,
Yeah.
and. And if
Yeah.
you have guys any topic you want I talk about chat and
Mhm.
drive, just shoot me a message and I will be more than happy to answer to your question. You don't know guys how many email and message on the chat of the website I get every day for people they ask me for help, and I I will respond everywhere.
That's
Everybody.
right.
Sometimes you have to wait a couple of hours, of course, because I'm driving, I'm working, I'm doing stuff. But I will answer everybody. Sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning,
Mm.
maybe I go to the bathroom and
Yeah.
let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will answer to everybody.
Excuse me. I got one more thing I have to say about you. The
Yeah,
thing I like about you too is your honesty. You were when you first started out, you were going through some troubles, and you were like, you kind of wanted to give up, but the community was there to support you.
that
That's what
was
I like
great.
about this community overall. All of our channels that we love to encourage each other.
Yeah,
Because we're
yeah.
all gonna go through things and stuff, and
Yeah,
I
yeah. I
appreciate
never
you.
thought to give. I never thought to give up, or better. Sometimes say, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
this adventure is too much." It's too much. So I thought this more than once, more
yeah,
than once.
yeah,
But I am stubborn. You know what I mean? And so I actually give all myself in these things, and I'm growing. Again, I'm not making money because all the money I put back to
yeah,
the business, but I'm
yeah,
growing. Yeah.
yeah. So which is better, worm chow or kitchen
Okay,
scraps?
scrap. Okay, James. If you see my last drive-in chat, exactly answered very very well in detail about this question. So I will answer you again right now. But if you go back to the video, I did this drive-in chat. It's like 7 minutes video where the topic is this: chow and kitchen scrap. So I will tell you my experience. Okay, what I do. Of course, everything you have to do what's work better for you. I always say do your own research, and do what work better for you and your environment. But what I do is that I use a warm chow only for the reproduction bean. My reproduction bean are only warm chow fed, and my big CFT have warm chow, coffee ground, and all the kitchen scrap I can get. So all the food I can get, cardboard, everything, everything that is edible for the worm, they go in my big CFT bin. There are reasons why I use only warm chow in the reproduction bin, because I can have more control. Because with the kitchen scraps, depend of which kind of a kitchen scrap they can, because the beans are small and they are not very deep, they can release a lot of moisture, they can make a lot of fruit fly, there are different things that you have to be aware when you're using kitchen scraps.
Mhm.
So the worm chow work perfect because the reproduction bean, they have to do one thing: they have to duplicate every 7-8 weeks. That's it. This is the scope. I don't want to buy worms to sell worms. I want them. My worms, they grow by themselves. My herd, if you want to talk herd, grow by themselves. So the work of the production bit is to reproduction. So to make a lot of new worms. So with the Warmicho, I have a control of 100% of the food, the percentage of protein, the percentage of nitrogen, of everything. The I have a control of the moisture, I have a control of the quantity of the food. I have complete control with the Warmicho. So this is what I love of the Warmicho, and this work amazing. I tested and tested and tested, and finally come out to the perfect recipe that work for me again. Okay, so maybe don't work for you, but work for me. And the worms are happy, and they are huge, big. If you see the video where I show how the title, I think, is how my reproduction are doing with the cold. You see, with despite the 40-degree I have in the wormery, my worms are huge and beautiful, and they still breed a lot less, but still breed.
And in your
Okay,
worm, I'm sorry, in your worm bends, you don't experience mites or any of that, do you?
I don't know what.
You don't have mites or any of that in your
No.
beds, Z. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Never had mice in my life, Phil.
Okay.
I don't know, man. It was just like a natural things. I always was so good with the things, also with the kitchen scraps, and then I never had mites. So if you are at home, if you wanna prevent, to have some fruit fly, some other stuff, for example, frozen the kitchen scrap is a good idea. Because when you're frozen, you kill any kind of, if you have any kind of larvas or eggs and everything. Yeah, Julian, if you have fruit flies, it's not a big thing. I mean, it's not bad things. They don't kill your worms, the fruit fly. They are just flying in your house. You don't like it. You don't like the flies that are flying around your house.
Yeah, you were talking too about coffee grounds, and it's not grit. It's completely different. It's a food source instead of a grit.
Everything it's water soluble is food.
That's right.
If you put in the water and if not soluble, it's grit.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
So I did these things about the grit and the sand, if you remember, because everything you want to use in your worm, it's something that is give something more plus to your worm compost. So if you put a mineral stuff, a calcium basis grit, it's something that you add to the worm casting. So the worm casting, it's more precious, it's more rich, it's better. If you put like stuff that don't have any kind of content, like the sand, okay, it's grit, work amazing as grit, but come in with the worm sand and come out from the worm still sand. So it will in some way contaminate your casting. It will, don't give it nothing more. But we gave it the casting rich. We wanted the casting rich. And again, I give you something, okay? Go to Tractor Supply, okay? 40 pounds dolomite stone, pulverized dolomite stone, costs $6.40.
Oh, that's cheap.
40 pounds. 40 pounds. Okay.
Okay.
I'll give you the trick. And with the 40 pounds of this thing, it'll last 2 years maybe to a regular person. Eggshell gems, eggshell, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Of course. But if you produce enough eggshell, use the eggshell. You don't need to spend the money. Also, if 40 pounds costs $6.50, if you have eggshell and they are enough for your operation, why spend $6.50? Don't spend it. Use your eggshell. Eggshell are perfect. Yeah, Julian. Yeah, frozen in portion. Don't frozen a lot. They of course become like a big stone of frozen things. Frozen in portion, the one that you give to you. James, I did one. James say I was thinking of using coffee ground as part of my chow mix, so chow mix reproduce better. No, don't do that. I did, and it was a bad idea because the coffee ground, for some way, react with the flour part, with the wheat part, and fermented, and when they rancid, and make everything rancid and fermented. I had to toss 40 pounds of chow, worm chow. Because I was stupid. Instead to make experiment with a small amount, I made a big amount, and I put a bunch of coffee ground in a big batch of worm chow. After a week, I had to toss everything because the smell of rancid was disgusting. and was something that you don't want to give to your worms. Yeah, Lisa from Connect Worm say I live so close to the shore. I collect oyster shell and seashell in summer. That's perfect. Also, guys, if you cook seafood, and you have shells, or also the shrimp style things, everything, you just dry off and grind. That's perfect for grill.
I don't see any more questions, Gaetano.
Yeah,
So
no, just Tammy Brazzo say that chow makes the worm larger as well, right? Yes, absolutely yes. Because again, if the chow is the right balanced formula, the worms will eat like crazy, and they will give them a nice jump start to grow nice.
So for a new worm farmer just getting started, what would you recommend? How many worms would you recommend them? How many worms would you recommend them to start out with, and what kind of bin to get started?
Okay, so that depends, of course, on what you want.
Mhm.
Okay, if you say I have a 20 raised bed and a big garden, I want to produce more compost, you of course need more worms. But if you say, okay, I want to start a normal, and just grow my population with the time, and whatever, start with 2 pounds like I did. I start with 2 pounds. I start with 2 pounds in July, and from springs I had like 15, 16, 18, maybe 20 pounds.
Mhm.
Okay, so but the most important thing that the worms they stop to reproduce when they are the beans is overpopulated. Okay, so split. So after all my experiment, the perfect bean is 2 pounds of worms with 3 gallons of bedding in a mortar tray that you buy at Home Depot. This is for me the best absolutely things that work. The best. 2 pounds of worm, 3 gallons of bedding.
Mhm.
That's it in the mortar tray. If you have bigger, because the worms, if you have red worms, they like to stay on the surface, so they move around in the first 4 maybe 6 inches. So you don't need deep stuff. If you have deep stuff, the worms they don't go down. If you start for the 20 gallons of beddings, in 28 gallons beans very deep with 2 pounds of worms, the worms maybe they go down to explore, but they don't work the bedding that is on the bottom. So you will have casting on the top in the half of the bean, and unprocessed bedding on the half bottom. So you want shallow. If a bean is like a 4 inch, it's perfect one. Okay, what you small amount of biochar to your bean to help with the biome? I am a huge fan of biochar. I have a friend of mine in Wisconsin. They produce the best worm biochar in the world. He will activate the biochar with the worm casting because he's also a worms farm. He have a big worm farm, and I had the biochar in my soil mix. I had the biochar in my CFT, and I have a video actually. If you go down back in the time on my channel, you see I have video when I add the biochar on my CFT bean. So Julian says start with 500 worm and I see cocoon. Oh, cocoon. Yeah, of course. You can start with the 2 worms and see cocoons.
Yeah, it takes 2 to mate.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Again, depend of the what you want to have, what you want to do. If you say I have just one plant of marijuana and I want a worm casting for me, start
Yeah.
with the 500 worms and produce a little casting.
Hmm. Yeah.
Is
I have one friend. His name's Grow Daddy, and he has cannabis, and
yeah.
his plants with the worm castings are like thriving. It's like so. Like you said,
Worm casting and cannabis is the perfect pair
mhm.
because worm casting have all the minerals and everything that the cannabis need. This is also because I tested and produced and developed my potting soil with alfalfa worm casting a biochar that is expressed is especially for the cannabis because it's the perfect things for cannabis. Yeah. Yeah, and my best actually my best customer are people they have their own cannabis plant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now it's illegal, man. So it's illegal.
Yeah. In certain states, it's legal. And
Yeah,
it's a business. They're making money off of it.
yeah.
So you find the best
Gemma says it's
cannabis.
from hardwood, softwood. You want to use hardwood. It's okay, softwood, but you want to use hardwood because the biochar production is like in two words, okay? Because it's a big thing. So in two words, the biochar you not burn wood, but you cook wood without air, without oxygen. So the very, very, very high temperature. So the softwood actually will cook very, very, very fast. The hardwood will take more time, so it will have the final product will be absolutely better with the hardwood than softwood.
Let's see something else. Oh, don't use pine.
Yeah, Lisa said don't use pine for biochar. Absolutely, yeah.
You always heard pine wasn't good because of the eucalyptus, whatever that stuff's.
Yeah, the pine is not good
Worms.
for you. Yeah. You want to, sorry.
It's okay.
If you have hardwood, that's okay. Yeah, and big chunk of hardwood, but you have to have a chamber, so it's not that you just do a fire pit and burn your wood and activate the char with the worm casting and you have biochar. No, don't work this way.
Mm.
Work in a completely different way. Yeah, Julian say it's illegal in Canada. No, it's legal slow day by day. It start to be legal more or less all over the United States. Here in New York, for example, now it's legal to have 3 plants per person. So if you are 4 adults in a family, you can have 12 plants. With 12 plants, you can smoke for 2 years at least. I don't know. I'm not a big smoker.
Yeah, I can't mess with it because I have a CDL, and that's definitely
Okay.
a no.
No, that's okay. So Brent asking, can biochar be added to compost tea? No, I don't suggest that. I suggest no compost tea. I suggest to use eventually if you want the because there are two completely different thing. In 2 words, what the biochar do? Biochar give a house, a home to the bacteria, give the perfect condition to the bacteria to reproduce very, 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 very fast. Okay, so if you want to add, you can definitely add, but I don't do that. I don't do that. If I want to add some nutrients, I add some alfalfa meal, a little alfalfa meal. That is a little complete. Have NPK, small quantity, but they have all NPK. Yeah, but you can add biochar, but I don't know. I think it's a waste because the biochar it's actually again it's like a house for the bacteria. So if you put biochar in the worm tea, you actually in worm casting tea you don't are not adding nothing. You are adding the bacteria. They are housing inside the biochar. But the worm casting already have bacteria, so don't make any sense for me. Exactly how Lisa is doing. You add the compost tea to the biochar, charge it with the nutrient. Exactly. This is how work. I do it in a different way. I don't add the compost tea. I add the compost and a bunch of water. I really soak the biochar, and I put a lot of water in the compost, and I mix everything together, and I will let them together for like a week, 10 days. So everything will reproduce the bacteria. Yeah.
I'm gonna put a channel in real quick. Excuse me for a second.
Yeah.
I'm here. I just gotta type something in. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me just get this link.
But one thing I like is this music on the background. That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I'm taking this out. My first 2 streams sucked because I was using my phone, and now I'm just figuring this out a lot better. And I have a webcam. I just bought a webcam for like $25, and it's doing great things for me. Let me copy and paste this link real quick. Okay. Yeah, the goal is to try to make the atmosphere comfortable. Okay, this is Connecticut Worms and Gardens link. If you want to check her out, she does worm videos as well.
Oh yes, Lisa too. Yes.
Yeah, this is Lisa's channel. Yeah, check her out. Subscribe to her channel. Show her some love and some support. She's a channel member too, so thank you for the support of my channel as well, Lisa. But yeah, that's her channel. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. What? Lisa, no. I used to do that, and I used to be paranoid back in the day. I don't mess with that stuff. He's gonna do like the worm tower method. She's gonna is it Julian? She's gonna bury a pail in her garden and put food in there, and to see if it can attract red wigglers. It's kind of like it's that worm tower system. That's
it's not easy to catch red wigglers in the regular soil. Usually, the red wigglers are in the pile of manure. If in the pile of manure, you can find a lot of red wigglers, but in the regular soil, it's not this easy. I don't know if it makes sense.
So does anyone have any other questions for my BFF Gaetano? Like I said, he's a great man. Check his channel out, subscribe to his channel. And the thing that I like about you too is you got me hooked on the packaging peanuts, those white styrofoam things. You said the worms eat those because they're kind of like they have a corn base or something. Is that correct?
Yeah, they have a different thing. Like the corn, they have oatmeal, they have like a wheat flour, bird seeds, the grit, of course, that is a limestone, pulverized limestone. Yeah, and a couple of more stuff.
Yeah, it got pretty quiet, Gaetano. So do you have any other feedback that you'd like to leave to the community? Something came up. I'm gonna do this and check.
Yeah. The word probably yes, it's absolutely. Lisa from Connecticut Worms says it's absolutely right. Yeah, and our brand say you want to find out. You will find out the red wigglers on manure. You say horse, but also from my experience, you can find in cow manure too, a lot actually. Hey Tammy, good night.
Yeah, good night. Thank you for coming by, Tammy. This is definitely an honor for you to take time out of your busy schedule. You know, like I said, this is perfect. I mean, like I said, I reached out to Gaetano and tried to set up a time to see if he wanted to do this. And
okay. Yes, when I'm ready, because right now I am a big mess in my place. I start to have stuff in the boxes and everything, but definitely when I am all set up in the new place.
So when do you think you'll be selling worms again? Probably about a month or two, you think?
Yeah. Man, we have 14 degree here. 14 degree, and yesterday night is snow. We had a snowstorm. So, and this winter is very, very crazy. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, and we are expecting more snow this weekend again. So, also you say USPS, is not trustable. So, I don't know what they do if they take maybe the worms, and they leave the worms in a truck outside the parking lot for overnight. They will freeze out the worms, and I am not Uncle Jim. I am a small worms. If I lose 20 pounds of worm, for me, the damage is big. Yeah. And also, I will be sad because I love my worms like pets. So, if they die, I would be very sad. So, every time, when it happened, that somebody, send me a message with a picture, say I got a dead worm. I am very sad. It's a very sad thing.
Yeah. So do you want pictures, right? When someone says that worms are dead?
Man, I trust people.
Yeah.
But I found out that other people are untrustable.
Yep, exactly.
So
Yeah.
you can give me, and also you have to send me the pictures in 3 hours after you receive the mail. I am sorry, but we have to work out together, because if you are waiting for a live animal, you can just go to a picnic with your wife. You have to stay home and wait for the delivery,
That's right.
right? No, that happen a lot of time. People they write me the day after, oh, the worms are dead, and say,
Yeah.
okay, but what you do with the worms? Hey, I was not home, I come back the next day, and the worms
Mm.
they were in the front porch all day. Okay.
No, I understand. Yeah, there's not too many honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
there's a
so
few honest people, but not too many anymore.
yeah, I'm sorry about that. A lot of people they can understand, but not
Yeah,
everybody are. We are we are good people, but not everybody are good people.
that's right. That's
No.
right. Yeah. So,
All
anything
right.
else you want to end with, Katana? You got anything else you want to say to the community? Or?
Nothing, guys. I mean, breed worms is pretty easy if you don't do crazy stuff, But they are living animals, so you have to take care of them. They are easy because you can just, live. You can live and go somewhere in vacation for a week and nothing happen, But still, they are living stuff. So, last year, I went in Italy for 3 weeks, and I teach my brother how to feed the worms because you can leave the worms for 3 weeks.
Mhm. No, this is definitely, like I said, this was truly an honor to be able to touch base and connect, and share your information with other people. You
Hey,
know,
Jay, it was an honor for me be your guest. So
thank you,
thank you very
man.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
If you haven't already, viewers, or everyone in this chat, if you're watching the replay as well, check out Northeast Worms. His business will be in the link to his website when he gets up and running, when it gets warmer. Get worms from him because he sent me 500 European worms, or European night crawlers, and I was really happy with the delivery and everything. He's a trustworthy man. He's trustful. His business is legit, and he's honest. So that's the three things you look for when it comes to business. So support him.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's
Thank
a
you,
great
Jay.
guy. So Gaetano, I just want to say thank you for taking time out to, come to
No,
live.
I thank you. I thank you to invite me, and it's an honor to be your guest. You are a good guy too.
Yeah,
I like you very much.
yeah. Like I said, last time I checked, he was at 957 subscribers. Let's let him get to.
Yes, I didn't check actually because I was talking with you. Let me check.
Let's get up. Let's get him to 1,000 before
Oh,
the
it's
next month.
961. All right.
Oh,
So,
you
all
gained
right.
three from
Thank
the
you very
live
much.
stream.
We are
So yeah,
almost
thanks
at
everyone that
1,000.
supported. So
We
we're
are
almost
almost
there.
1,000.
And check out Lisa too. She does worm videos. Support her channel to give her some support too. And
All right.
always
Okay.
give her videos a like because that helps to. What I'm hearing, the algorithm puts them out there more when there's more like comments or likes or stuff, things like that, to get our videos out there a lot more. Thank you, Lisa, for that. But yeah, it's an honor to do business with you guys and to have this great community and just to support each other in general. That's awesome. So
Okay, guys. I think we can close. It's 9:30. It's
yeah,
yeah. I mean, at
yeah.
least here was a pretty long live, 1 hour and 30, but it's for me it was like 10 minutes
I
because I
know it
really
goes by.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it goes by fast when you're having fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I had fun. I enjoyed, and I really liked how our friends they were involved, in our little chat. And and again, thanks for trusting me.
yeah,
Because let me pass these things, okay? When I saw a lot of bullshit video about worms. The
yeah.
people they say a lot of false stuff. They don't have any freaking idea what they're talking about, and I have to eat my finger to not write.
Yeah,
I say, what are you talking about?
yeah.
So my last suggestion, okay? Whatever I say, don't believe me. Do your own research.
That's right. That's what I say. Test me too. If I'm wrong, call me out
Exactly.
on it.
Yeah, don't believe me. Do your own research, okay? That's very
Yeah,
important.
exactly. But thank you, Lisa, for
Thank
coming
you,
by.
Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing more of your videos and Gaetano's videos. Like I said,
Okay.
support on northeastworms.com. Great guy,
Yeah.
great business.
The next video will be the delivery of the big trommel. They will deliver the trommel Saturday or Sunday this weekend. Tomorrow I am waiting for a call where they tell me the timing, and I will make a video of the delivering setup and everything. So I will show you my new toy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your new warehouse and all that. So I wish I could come help you out, volunteer my time, but we're in different regions of the area right now, and
I know.
Support you by spirit.
Never say never, Maybe you can decide
exactly.
to come in vacation this way. So
That's
in
right.
wintertime, in summertime, it's beautiful. If you like hiking, biking, and you like, the nature and the woods and walk in the wood, this is one of the best places in the United States you can go. Yeah, Liz actually, yes, true. She offered to come.
Oh, that's
up here.
awesome.
Yeah, she's 4 hours driving from here, and
wow.
She offered. So we actually set up to meet when the weather will be a
that's
little warmer.
awesome. Thanks, Lisa. That's awesome of you. It's really helpful.
Okay.
Someone's at Niagara Falls.
Yeah, Julian, I am 1 hour and a half from Niagara Falls, Canada, and it's the same. Here, it's the same weather. Absolutely, it's the same. Minus 15 Celsius, it's like 12 Fahrenheit, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go, Gaetano. It's confirmed. You're a good man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Okay,
we ready?
Yeah, I hate to leave because it's fun. But
yeah, me too. We have fun. I hate to leave. Yeah.
We got worms to take care of.
Yeah, well, thank you, Julian, for watching. Okay, for being here. Okay.
So one more question. I think James said something. Oh, okay. It's okay.
Oh, James, thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you, James. Of course, I will remember. I remember all my subscribers.
Yeah.
I know almost everybody.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, stay in contact with each other. Watch your videos. Leave comments, because we'll get back with you. I just want to say thank you all for stopping by tonight, and everyone have a great night.
Thank you, guys. Talk soon, everybody. Okay. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.